presidents and what they've done for our country. Okay?
I'm not sure I'll answer everything.
Okay. All right. Okay. First photo.
Marcos.
Yes.
Yeah? Very, very bright person. Very bright. No? He passed the bar exam without, finishing law school.
Yeah.
So, my contact with him came when he first became president.
Okay.
He had a executive secretary, very bright person, Peng Salas.
Oh, yes, you said he would have been a good president.
And, Peng Salas was asked to solve the rice problem. And then he called me up and said that, I'd like to meet with you in connection with the rice problem. So I didn't know much about rice except planting rice, the song that you learned in school. So I brought Cesar Virata with me.
Okay.
He was head of our consulting division, and he always thought that he should work closely with Los Baños, the agriculture school. So I brought Cesar with me, and we talked to Marcos about the rice problem.
How did you find it?
Oh, he was very bright, of course.
Okay.
This is his first year.
First year.
But Peng Salas, of course, was the one that went down to the fields to talk to the rice cooperatives and encourage them to grow more rice and so on.
All right, very quickly, did you agree with martial law at any point?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at that time, we were not moving fast enough economically.
Okay.
And I can tell you some good things that came from martial law.
All right, just name me one.
All right, Texas Instrument.
Okay.
The chairman I happen to know very well.
Uh-oh.
I told him to come here to consider an investment here.
Yeah.
All right. So he came here on a Friday. I had to cancel my golf game.
Okay.
And I'd never played golf since then. But I spent that weekend with him. He was convinced that politically, Philippines is okay. So he sent a team here. Then we Cesar worked with them and suggested as to where to locate a plant. Then to our surprise, they didn't want the export zone, they wanted Baguio.
Okay.
All right, now you see the advantage of martial law.
Yeah.
So at that time, there's only one export zone, and it's not Baguio. So I went to the ministry and said, well, look, you want this kind of industry. How can we get him when we don't have that export zone?
Yeah.
So they said, Wash, don't forget this is martial law. They drafted a decree, the president Marcos signed it, and Texas Instrument was so impressed, they said, wow, how efficient you are. But that plant in Baguio is exporting $3 billion a year up to now.
Up to now?
Then they wanted a second plant. China wanted the second plant. But they were so happy about the workforce that they had. That even with that earthquake, interruption was 1 day.
Okay. All right. Sir, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we don't have enough time. Next photo.
Kasi ito po ay binanggit at sinulat mismo ng Secretary of State ng Amerika, si George Shultz. Meron siyang libro, ang pangalan ng kanyang libro, Triumph and Turmoil. Nagyabang siya dun sa libro na yon na sila, ang Washington, ang nag-ayos sa pag-alis kay President Marcos. Merong isang linya doon na memoryado ko na sinabi ni George Shultz, to remove Marcos, it's not a matter of how, but when. Ibig sabihin, na-set up na nila kung paano aalisin si President Marcos. Yung mismong Secretary of State ng Amerika ang nagsabi, sila ang nagtanggal kay Marcos.
At saka andun yung pinahirapan talaga nila sa Presidente Marcos, yung pinutol nila yung export quotas natin ng mga sugar, textile, lahat yung pinahirapan siya, pati yung mga loans natin sa World Bank, ano yun, lahat
148 banks
para lang mahirapan si Presidente
tumigil
Marcos.
Sila ng credit. Pero anong ginawa ni Marcos? Nagpasok siya ng pera. Yan sa testimony ni Jaime Laya sa New York. It is court records, public records yan, na sinabi niya noong 1983, 148 banks ng World Bank and IMF withheld credit. Hindi sila nagbigay ng 1 sentimo sa atin. Ang sabi ni Jaime Laya sa testimony niya, sinabi niya kay President Marcos, wala na tayong pera kasi ang World Bank tumigil. Anong sabi ni Marcos? Tumawag siya, certain banks in Switzerland. In a matter of days, may pumasok na $700 million dito sa ating kaban. Saan ang galing ito? Diyan sa mga bangkong binabanggit nila. The Swiss banks. Tinanong si Jaime Laya, do you know who owns those accounts? No, sabi niya. I only know that when President Marcos called, the accounts from these banks came into the central bank. Tingnan ninyo ngayon ang record ng central bank. Andyan pa yan. Meron pang naiwan. Meron pang natirang $35 million galing sa mga bangko na yan. Hanggang ngayon, pati ang PCGG hindi alam kung anong gagawin dyan sa mga pera na yan. Bakit? Kasi yung nag-utos niya, namatay na eh. Namatay na si President Marcos. Kaya tama yung sinasabi.
Pinalabas nila yan ng mga ill-gotten wealth yung para masiraan nila ng masiraan si
Hindi yan
Presidente Marcos.
ill-gotten. Kaya nga na-acquit si Imelda sa New York. Mahabang storya yan. Pero yung sinasabi mo nga, lahat nito kagagawan ng Amerikano. Na kung sino man ang gusto nilang ilagay, kaya nila. Pinasukan nilang Iraq. Pinasukan nila ang Libya. Pinasukan ng Afghanistan. Ang Syria. Ang Yemen. Lahat yan. Kaya delikado.